As you know by my previous video, the litigation friend has accepted to settle the case, and my sons here have received letters saying that the case is settled, and a couple of the witnesses that lives on this road said that they received letter today, the 25th of June, to say that they don't need to come to court. But to me, I think to give the witnesses 5 days to tell them, like, that's not counting, like 2 days, that will be the weekend, notice that, whether we're going to go to court or not. That in itself answers a few questions. Do solicitors give witnesses 3 working days to inform them that the case is on or off, But anyway, as far as the case is settled, well, as far as the family is concerned, the case is not settled. It's been settled by the court and our solicitors. And the reason my case is settled at the same time, because I told my solicitor we've gone 5 years and 2 months so far, and if my wife's case is settled, I will close my case with it. So that's why my case is settled at the same time, because if her case is settled, my case is settled, because enough is enough. How we've got to come to the reality, the conclusion that we don't have a legal system. Our legal system is absolutely corrupted. And if we want justice, we just have to get the justice we need in whatever way possible. But basically, I'll put you all into the picture how it goes. If you could exploit the logic of it all, if we go through expert witnesses, the first expert witnesses was the defendant's expert witness. If you go to my first video, you'll see on the accident that the defendant's expert said that my wife was fabricating her problem. There is nothing wrong with her. And the second expert witnesses, I think I better not mention the name, because I'll tell you why and all the problem we're having now. And said that there's not much with my wife is just not cooperating. That's the second expert by the defendant. So 2 of them now say, two expert witnesses by the defendant, saying there's not much wrong with my wife. And going by our expert witnesses, well, our expert witnesses are saying that it's a mental problem. My wife has got a mental problem. And so that's 4 experts. 2 of ours saying it's a mental problem, and 2 of the defendants saying that he's fabricating, and she's not cooperating. So now there's 4 expert witnesses we have now. All right, and now the 5th expert is the National Health consultant. He's also an expert witnesses, but now he's operating as a consultant for the NHS. And they are saying that it's an organic problem, that's why they can't treat her in the NHS. But that's the one we would have to agree with, because if washing machines fall on you from 30 feet, and if you're saying that the washing machines couldn't cause the problem, then it's non-logical, right? So now we got 4 expert witnesses, 2 of which that is ours saying is a mental problem, 2 of theirs that is saying has been fabricating and she's not cooperating, and an expert from the NHS saying that is, they can't treat her any further because it's an organic problem. So now we refuse to take on any expert. They've insulted my wife. They've basically called her a liar and everything. And this is from somebody that was injured. We went shopping and washing machines were flying, and we were being ridiculed and treated like shit for 5 years. Destroyed us. Didn't give us 1 penny, right? That is, we had to employ 3 solicitors to get to where we are. The reason why my case is settled now, because I told my solicitor the minute my wife's case is finished, I want to close my case, and also that's why my case and all is closed with my wife's, because I don't want it to go on any longer. Over 5 years is hectic, bad enough with the accident and all the depression. Half of my body is bloody numb now, and half of my hand is on numb and pins and needles, and it's affecting me terribly. And that I could have I might have had a mild stroke from what I know, and we got to draw the line somewhere. 2.5 weeks before the trial, we had my solicitor asked us to come in for a meeting, and he said to us that now he's become, he decided that my wife doesn't have the mental capacity to be dealing with the case. Now, suddenly, from a solicitor, he's turned into an expert witness, a psychiatrist. So, and he's going to ask the court to ask that the court appointed solicitor take over my wife's decision. And funny enough, he managed to achieve it because the court did grant him what he wanted. So he, in some ways, he's much more powerful than the 4 experts we had. Sorry, I never mentioned there was another expert witness, a clinical psychologist that saw to my wife. We never heard nothing. They've left him out because his report must have been in favor for my wife, and they left him out. They just picked Dr. Gander and Professor Trimble's report. So, but now we've got a new expert witness, my solicitor, because we refuse to see any more experts. They've insulted my wife enough. He's decided to be an expert witness, and he's managed to get the court to see that he is an expert witness. He is a psychiatrist, very clever guy. He should be a solicitor. Mind you, there's probably more money in that. Well, as far as this case being settled, as far as us, the family, and myself concerned, and my wife, this case will never be settled because it's riddled with corruption. If there was really a legal system in this country, the police should be raiding all these people's records and files and seeing, and look at my end and all. Just don't look at their files. You should look at what we receive from them, because there's a two-way thing here. They got one lot of files and we got the files that they given us, right? So we can only read the case through our files, whatever they create down there, and we don't know nothing. So basically, that they can take this case to, and do what they bloody want with it, throw at us whatever they feel like throwing at us. But as far as I'm concerned, this case is riddled with corruption. We have to end it before we die, and that's what they would want to. And they call themselves personal injury lawyers. They are extremely personally sick people. I have to add this one in. We will be going to court on the 30th, my wife and I, because the judge will decide is the sum offered adequate or not. So we'll be there on the 30th. So we'll have to wait and see what the outcome is from then, and basically we'll have to just wait.